You can do the work, but you need to be willing to grow and learn along the way. See, the reason we get stuck without changing sometimes is because we're not teachable. We're not willing to do things differently. We're not willing to realize that other people have perspectives and opinions that actually do matter, and they can work and they can make us be better. And so be willing to grow as you go. Don't be stuck in your ways. Welcome to the It Matters podcast. I'm your host, Walter Perez, and let's dive in as we help you grow your mindset and elevate your leadership. Hey everybody, welcome back to the It Matters podcast. Thank you for joining me on another episode. My name is Walter Perez, and I'm excited you're joining me. You know, every week we try to have conversations on topics that are going to make us not only better, but will challenge us along the way. And in return, it'll help us lead others well and be able to impact the world for better. And so thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you all. And if this is impacting you, can you share it? Can you let me know what you're thinking? If you have some questions, please direct them my way. I would love to cover them on a future episode. And so I hope that this is helping you think differently and, of course, helping you lead well. And so today I thought I would bring you another episode, a solo episode on this concept of change. Now, I don't know how you're feeling. I don't know how you're doing or what season you find yourself in, but change always tends to be part of our journey. And some of us welcome it very well, and other ones don't. And so I wanted to chat a little bit about this because I want to acknowledge one thing, that change can be hard. Change can be difficult, and it can be very uneasy to do it sometimes. And because it can be tough, sometimes we don't do it well and we don't welcome it and we try to hide from it. But we live in this posture with this desire to do something different or to make changes in our lives or in our companies or in our organizations, but we're scared a little bit. And I just want to encourage you today to tell you that change can be a good thing. In fact, change needs to be part of our strategy and are part of who we are if we're going to grow and maximize our God-given potential. And so change can be a good thing. It can be hard, but it will be worth it. And so I wanted to help you think of change in a different way and maybe give you some pointers on how you can embrace change so it can impact your leadership in a positive way. And so one way that I thought I could do that is by giving you an acronym for the word change. Now, I've learned a lot of things about changing, and I've learned from a lot of different people and things that I've kind of thought about. I thought I would bring this together for you, and that's how I came up with this acronym. And so we need to start with the letter C. So the letter C stands for choose it. We need to choose to change. Now, I know that might seem very obvious, but this is the thing. Some of us are aware that change needs to happen, but some of us don't actually choose it. Some of us actually don't activate it and say, okay, if I'm going to get better, if I'm going to make different choices, I'm going to have to choose it. See, if you always do what you've always done, you're always going to get what you've always gotten. And so we need to choose different, and we need to know that we're going to enter a season. We're going to go on a journey of potential learning and adjusting and pivoting, and it's not always going to be easy. And sometimes it's going to feel like we're in a storm or in a season that things are not going our way. But the reality is that it has to start somewhere, and you start by believing in yourself and saying, hey, if it's going to change and if it's going to be done different and if it needs to be done in a different way, it's going to be done by me, and I'm going to choose to change. I'm going to choose to be that leader that not only brings change, but creates it in a positive environment and creates it in a way that others can come along with me as well. So you're going to have to choose it, and maybe you're going to have to do some meditating, take some time to pause and think about how this could look like. Think about this idea that change can be good for you, and that if you choose it, then it makes you a committed individual, and then you can follow the process that we're going to talk about here. So if you've been thinking about change, you need to choose it, and maybe today is the day for that. Okay, so that's C. The H is have a vision. Have a vision. See, a lot of us want to change sometimes, but we don't have clarity in where we want to go. We don't really have clarity on what the desired future is. And so if we're going to change, make sure you're changing towards something. Make sure you're choosing that better future for yourself and that better outcome. So then you can have a pull and you can have this idea of like this excitement of where you're going because you're looking forward to it. You know that things will get better when you change. And so change can be a good thing if you choose to make it a good thing. And so start out by having a vision for your life that says, when I make this change, I'm going to be able to have and experience this new life, or I'm going to be able to bring people in my organization to something better. Vision should always pull us and should not keep us stuck in the present. Vision gives us hope and gives us a vision for this future that can be. And so vision can be a great thing. So if you're going to change, make sure you have a vision for your life or have a vision for a project or a group of people that you get to lead, because that's going to be super important to be able to keep people with you. And especially when things get tough, having a good and solid vision will keep us going and will keep us excited. So we want to choose it, and then we want to have a vision. All right, so let's go to the next one. A, ask for help. Now, this one's very important to me because so many of us will want to go through change alone. And I'm a strong advocate and a strong believer that change doesn't have to happen in isolation. In fact, change at its best will happen with a group of people around you. You want to have some cheerleaders around you. You want to have people that believe in you. You want to have some people that if you need to ask for help, they might guide you. They'll be a mentor, a coach in your life. They will be able to help you and direct you in the wise way to go. So you're not guessing and checking. You can actually talk to people that have gone before you, and they can give you a game plan. They can give you a blueprint on the direction you need to go. And there's nothing better than having a community of people that you can, you can give ideas to, and they can give you perspective. They can give you feedback. Having help and having people in your corner is an important thing to have. And you've heard me say this probably a million times, that asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but it's a sign of wisdom. And I 100% believe in that. And so if you're going to have change take place in your life, if you're going to pursue change, make sure that you're asking for help. Make sure you're not doing it alone. Change is going to become less hectic, and it's going to not feel as heavy if you have a group of people that you trust and that believe in you behind you. So if part of change is going to have to be when you choose it, you're then going to have a vision for your life, and then you're going to have to ask for help. And asking for help is going to be a really good thing, and it's not something that's going to hold you back. And if you're going to do all those three things, the next one's going to be you need to do the work. This is the thing. Change doesn't produce something new without doing the work. So the N is for you need to do the work. You're going to have to go put some effort into it. You're going to have to put some work into it that will cause you to move the needle, that will actually cause you to move forward. Work is a good thing. Work can be, you can work smart, you can work hard, and you want to focus on both of them, which I have talked about before. You want to work wise. And so go and do the work so you can see your efforts be put into something that is of value, and then you can see that fruit come out of it. Don't be afraid of working hard in order to change. Change actually will take work. And this is one thing that I've learned. to get out of our old ways. Sometimes we can get stuck in tradition. We can get stuck in the past. We can get stuck in saying things like, this is the way we've always done things. We can get stuck in things that work, but maybe they need to be revived. We get stuck in being comfortable, and it takes work to get out of there. It takes effort, and then even to keep it moving, you need to work. And so don't be afraid to go get dirty and to get your hands dirty and to put some sweat equity into it, so then you can see the change come alive and come into fruition. Needing to do the work is absolutely important. Now, everything I'm sharing right now, all these key things I think are important, but let's make sure that we don't leave one of these out, because work is going to be part of that. Okay, so we need to do the work. The G in the word change is going to be grow as you go. You can do the work, but you need to be willing to grow and learn along the way. See, the reason we get stuck without changing sometimes is because we're not teachable. We're not willing to do things differently. We're not willing to realize that other people have perspectives and opinions that actually do matter, and they can work and they can make us be better. And so be willing to grow as you go. Don't be stuck in your ways. Change needs to be centered in this idea that growth is going to be part of it, but also that there's things that you're going to learn. If you're going to ask for help, be willing to learn from that. If you're going to go do things, you're also probably going to do things the wrong way. So learn from your failures. It's okay to fail, but learn from it by failing forward. So grow as you go, so you don't become this leader that gets stuck in their ways or thinking that there's only one way to do things. All right? Grow as you go. And finally, the E in the word change is evaluate along the way. This is important because this allows you to say what works, what doesn't work. You can reflect and think about, was this change that I did, is that worth it? What I'm committing to, is it actually helping my cause? Is it helping my overall vision? Is it actually making me better? If it's hurting you, then you can stop. This is the beautiful part about when you work through this acronym and when you choose to change, is that you can always adjust along the way. So evaluating along the way keeps everything in perspective. It allows you to say, hey, if something doesn't work, I can always change it. You can always embrace change by evaluating. You can change in the middle of the changing journey. You can always adjust and not feeling like once you make one decision, that's what you have to stay with. Change can be good. So let's go work through this. The idea behind changing is it allows us to be leaders that are adaptable and are ones that can show that we can learn and grow, that we can lead a team, whether it's small or big. We can have a big vision. Change can be good. So first of all, let's go back really quick. You want to choose it. You want to choose to change. Embrace the change. Don't get stuck in this idea that, no, this is the way I am and I can't change. That is not true. You can change, and it starts by choosing it. Have a vision. Make sure you have a bigger dream and a bigger goal than you, so you know where you're heading. It's great if you want to change, but if you don't know where you're going, you're just going to go in circles and get stuck again. And then we want to make sure that we ask for help. We want to bring people along. We want to tap into people that are smarter than us, people that have gone before us, people that are wise, coaches, mentors, close friends that believe in us. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You do not have to do it alone. And it's actually even better if you do it in community. And then N is need to do the work. You need to commit to the work and realize that effort and work has to take place in order for you to move the needle. And so don't be shy of doing the work, and it will be hard and it could be tough, but it's worth it. And so if you put the work in, that's how you're going to see the change actually take place. And then G, grow as you go. You need to be willing to learn and adjust and realize that you're going to fail. You're going to fail forward. You're going to grow in this process, knowing that you don't know everything and that there's things that you're going to have to tweak along the way, and it's okay. And that's why it takes us to the E, which is evaluate along the way. Evaluating shows maturity, because then you might have to say and pull the plug on something and say, I'm going to stop this. This actually wasn't good. I need to go in a different direction. Or this change turned out to be better than I thought, and now I'm completely going in a different direction than I thought I was going to go, and I'm actually adding value, and I'm actually growing and learning, and I've had to sharpen my skill sets. Evaluating along the way gives you permission, and it gives you grace to not be stuck in your ways and do things perfectly. So I want to encourage you to really consider, do you need to change something in your life today? Do you need to change something in your personal life, in your family, in your business, in whatever you're doing? Embrace it and adapt to it, and realize that it's a good thing if you need to change. Consider this acronym. Consider these thoughts. These are simple ideas to help you ignite that world of change for you. And there's more that you can do, but this could just be an encouragement to get the ball rolling. I hope this adds value to you, because if we're going to be great leaders, if we're going to lead well where we're at, change is going to have to be part of that, because organizations are always changing, life changes, people change. Anytime you have people involved, one thing we can be promised of is that things will be different and things will have to change. So don't get stuck in your ways, and believe in yourself, and know that change is a positive thing if you make it. And so I hope this adds value to you. We know that around here, if we're going to lead well, it's going to have to be done on purpose. And one thing we do know, that it's a win-win when the leader leads well. So continue your journey on leadership, and I'm excited to see you here next week. We'll say bye for now. See you later.